Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Adam Rowe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yo, just a second ago, look. Okay, so look. I started this reading, right? And I was breaking down, how somebody came in my dream trying to, I guess, call themselves trying to send me like trying to get me to do like a love spell kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? To get me to get in my emotions or my feelings and stuff, to try to like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So say they could like bind themselves to me, right? Or trying to like, bond or whatever, right? Okay, so I had this dream and it was like 3 ships, right? These 3 ships represent the 3 times I was spiritually attacked. The first time I got spiritually attacked, it took out a whole bunch of people's stuff, right? So then after that, it was like, it was a younger girl. It was spiritual attack. And then the whole world just flooded with like water. It was just all water. And this big ship just showed up and the ship took me on with it, right? So then while I'm doing that, that's when this young girl comes. And I guess she's trying to be friends and stuff like that. And then next thing I know, the ship flooded again too. That ship flooded. And I saw nothing but all these people just instantly just drop. They just lose their life. It's like they go lifeless. And then they just instantly, their bodies just start floating straight up to the top. Like it was like a breach in a ship or something like that, right? So then in the middle of that, another ship came. So I get on that ship or whatever, and I'm chilling or whatever. Next thing I know, this woman comes to me, this light-skinned woman with short hair. She comes to me, and I guess she was like trying to talk to me and stuff like that, trying to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I don't fuck with you. Okay? I know who she is, and she know who I am, right? In the middle of her talking, the whole world just flood. And even more people just go. And then next thing you know, that third ship came in. Every time I was spiritually attacked by somebody in this dream, every time I was spiritually attacked by somebody, whoever it was, they start losing stuff. And that's the way that the spell work was originally when they called themselves trying to start the spiritual warfare with me. Basically, it was designed where if I defend myself any way, shape, or form, like say if I go buy some stuff to protect myself, like say if I think a certain bath will protect me or whatever, as soon as I spend it's like this person will come in and just start spiritually attacking you over and over again. And next thing you know, you spend all your money up in this bath that's supposed to work until it's like, oh, well, it's not going to work. I got to find something stronger. You see what I'm saying? Because this was like a scheme of a person who was doing spell work in my area. Basically, they wanted to seem like nothing else worked except for the product that they had to offer. So what they were doing is that this person was going around spiritually attacking people until they buy their spiritual product, and then they'll stop doing the spiritual work. And then once you've run out of it, or when they feel like they need money, that's when they were going to do it again. And another thing, the woman who came to me, she came by 3 different people. The very first person that she sent to me, that person had a lot of stuff. They had a lot of going on. But when whatever they did, when it backfired and it hit them, this person lost everything. When I say this person lost everything, I'm talking about this person lost everything. And then she paid a young girl to come do it. When the young girl did it, guess what? She started losing her friends. She started losing money. Everything that she owned, she just started losing everything. And then third, this woman came herself. And she tried to talk and stuff. But she came under with a false intention. Like she was interested in love and stuff like that. And she was trying to call a truce and all this other stuff, right? And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, nah, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. The vibe I already picked up off of her was that she deal with women anyway. She don't deal with men. She only used her sex appeal to, you know what I'm saying, to attract, men for money and business and stuff like that. But I could tell by her demeanor, she don't deal with too many men. She don't deal with men. Not like that unless you a really weak, passive man. So a man that she can get over on, then she'll deal with you. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah. In the middle of my reading, basically this woman is going through, she's losing her money and her businesses are starting to be affected by the spell work. It's been affected since January. She's been doing the work since November. November, December, January, up 2 months later. Now, since January, she's been having problems with her money and stuff like that. So I guess she tried to figure that if she come in and try to, be buddy with me or try to, work with me or whatever, that all of that would reverse and all of that would be, undone. But I already talked to God about that. And I already told God, I said, look, matter of fact, I just told God to revoke anybody, revoke protection from anybody who called themselves trying to get me to be good or on good terms with them in order to be protected. Somebody got to be on good terms with me to be protected by me and my energy. I ask that you revoke that gift. Revoke it. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why is because this person has been shape-shifting. There's a person who's been working with her who shape-shifts. And what they do is they shape-shift like people. They come in your dream state and then they'll attack you or, do dream magic and stuff like that. How you, doing illusions and stuff like that. Very well could be a man. Right? So then after that person caused confusion with you, you might go do for those of you do spell work, you might go do some spell work or whatever, trying to reverse it on that person and wondering why it's not hitting that person. It's because it wasn't that person. The person who really did it was a shapeshifter. This person takes on people's energies and personas and go in people's dream states and attack people. And then come back acting like ain't nothing happening, that everything is normal while you fighting with somebody else who you shouldn't even be fighting with. Y'all two ain't even got nothing, and y'all ain't got no beef together. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this person is doing. Not only that, but this person who keeps doing it, it's like they are doing it in order to pretty much entertain themselves, essentially. So basically what happens is like they'll pretend to be somebody, or even if they want somebody to fight you or want to see you fight with somebody, they'll shapeshift as that person, just come in your dream and just start messing with you or whatever, and then leave and then sit there and laugh like, remember we pulled cards on them? Remember we pulled cards on them? Y'all know. Y'all know. Well, anyway, so today, since somebody ain't got no Valentine's, or they needed money for a Valentine's, they decided to come and, try to get a reaction, right? So, like I said before, this lady, she's losing everything. She putting up her front like she good, but she's not. She's not. She's losing everything. Everything. You know why? Because the money that she used. Matter of fact, the person who did the work, it ain't even about them taking the hit or the blow, because they're taking hits and they're taking blows. But God is put a spirit on her money, because God know where the money came from. God knows where the money came from. That money came from her business. So it's going to tear her business all the way down. That money came from her baby daddy, what was that, child support check. It came from, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Stuff like that. Assets and stuff like that, yeah. Because this person, she had her eye on my assets to begin with. She had her eye on my assets. And she was plotting and planning against it to begin with. This is the story of not just Jezebel, but it's a combination of Jezebel and who was that? No, yeah, Jezebel and it was somebody else. Or no, that was Jezebel, yeah. So basically what Jezebel did, or what Jezebel plans to do, Daniel, there it is, Jezebel and Daniel. So basically the way that this works, right, this is the name of the game, okay? This woman, whether you're going through spiritual warfare or not, this woman saw something that she wanted in your life. There's something that she wanted. So what did she do? No, there's something that the man saw in your life that they wanted, right? And then the other person was like, okay, well, I'll go get it for you. So they came to you and they tried to, do whatever to try to get it out of you, and you wouldn't give it up, right? So then what they decided to do is they went and they paid some people to bear false witnesses against you. And when they did that in front of people who, like, you know what I'm saying, to get you arrested. And that's where I'm at right now. There's a woman out here who paid some people for false testament in order to try to get me arrested because she wanted my house. And not just that, but there's an older woman who's been helping her buy the houses in that area, because what they're doing is they do spell work and do spiritual work at people to get them out of their house, because this person wants to buy the houses in that area and turn them all into like behavioral homes, not retirement, but places where you got aides in there to help people live their life and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, that basically is called expanding your lot, right? Because that's what it was. That's what happened with Jezebel. The husband wanted to expand his lot. He wanted to buy the next man's lot, and the man wasn't selling his lot. So he got upset about it, told his wife, and his wife conspired some stuff against him to get him, set up. And then that's when Elisha came. Elisha sent a messenger. The messenger was scared, but the messenger told him, said, God saw what you did, and you know what? That's when he put that curse on them. So that's where we at. It's the beginning. We just went from Moses, because with Moses, that's what that water in the ship was, where you were crossing the Red Sea and it fell all in. But by then they thought holding on to you will help them. But they didn't realize that not only did Moses help the people cross the Red Sea, but also Joshua too. Was it Aaron or Joshua? One of the two. But when they did it, you had the people walked in the water, and they just kept walking, and then they could breathe underwater to get across to the Red Sea. You see what I'm saying? So the people who's trying to hold on to you, they can't breathe, but you can, and you just keep going forward. You see what I'm saying? Now, backtrack to Daniel. What happened with Daniel was in servitude to a man, right? And what happened was this man found favor with Daniel because of how his work ethics, right? And what ended up happening was the wife was jealous because the man gave Daniel more attention than he gave her. So she went to go try to sleep with Daniel, but Daniel wouldn't go for it. So that's how Daniel ended up getting thrown into the lion's den. That's how Daniel ended up getting thrown in prison. When Daniel went to prison, he started interpreting. I think not only did he interpret dreams, but he ended up running that prison, and that's how he ended up getting his freedom. He got his freedom by using his gifts in prison, interpreting dreams. Eventually, who's that? The king came and tried to had got his dream interpreted, and then after that, that's how Daniel essentially got out. But originally, he was in prison. He was running the prison. He was running it. So that's where we at with the spiritual warfare. There's somebody who definitely trying to get you locked up or trying to set you up or whatever. But regardless of what get thrown your way, just know that God has given you something special, and wherever you go, you got to shine that light. You got to shine that light. That's the only way you're going to survive. You see what I'm saying? I've been through this spiritual warfare for almost 10 years now. I've been through mental hell where everybody turned against me. People was gossiping about me. People thought that they were just trolling me, or that it was just a game, just to mess with me, just to get a reaction from somebody. But it wasn't designed like that. They were being told that, but the people who were actually getting them to do the work or whatever, they had ulterior motives. They wanted to see somebody break. They wanted to break somebody, basically. And then you have emotional hell. I've been through an emotional hell before. That's when you just feel the emotions and energies of everybody around you, and it's just weird. Feel like everything that you do is wrong. Everything is, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you start thinking about your past and stuff like that. I've been through that. I've been through that emotional hell. And then you go through spiritual hell. Spiritual hell is basically getting spiritually attacked every day. Every day is something. Every day is this. Every day is that. Every day. Every day. I'm not talking about like every day as in, you know, just holiday, you know, certain day. I'm talking about every single day. Your birthday, you get, you know, birthdays, holidays. You see what I'm saying? When you with your family, when you by yourself. The only break that some people give you is when you go to sleep, and when you wake up, as soon as you wake up from when you go to sleep, there was a person paid to just do spell work on you all day. Light candles, wish the worst on you, and laugh, record it and laugh. I've endured through that. Physical hell, where somebody was doing so much spell work on you, where it's like, you know, it just burdened your body, overtaxed you and stuff like that. You're just tired all the time, but you know you got to keep pushing, you got to keep going, you got to keep doing this stuff. I've been through it. But before I started, there was something that I told God. Before it all started, well, at the beginning of it all, I told God, I said, you know what? Whether you come through for me or not, no matter what part of hell you send me to, I'm still going to worship your name. And the only thing that I ask of you is that you open up your ears to hear me when I say, thank you, Lord. And that's it. I don't care about the hell. I don't care about none of that. If this is what I got to go through to prove my loyalty to you, so be it. But there's something you are going to give me. And you're going to give me your ear to hear my thanks and my praise, regardless of what hell I go through or what hell I reside in. There's no demon I wouldn't fight. There's no, you know, there's no dark person I wouldn't go up against. There's none. I'm not afraid of none of that shit. None of it. Why? Because I know I'm not going to go through it alone. And I know, too, that by the time it's all over and done with, I pray that somebody will be able to take a part of my story and share that. And use what I had to go through in order to make it where they need to be. Somebody is. Because the way I see it is just like if you are a stepchild. You know how certain people treat stepchildren? They don't care about them because they're not their own and stuff like that. Imagine being that emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. Where people just treat you like a stepchild everywhere you go. And it's not necessarily them. It's because of the spell work and the spirits and stuff people send. It's because of what they heard. So it brought me to the point where it's like, you know, I'm glad people don't mess with me. I'm glad there's rumors about me. I'm glad there's stuff about me that people don't like. I'm glad. You know why? Because if you're gullible enough if you're gullible enough to just go by what you hear instead of getting to know the person, you're not the kind of person for me. You're not the kind of person I want to be affiliated with. You're not the kind of person I want to work for. You're not the kind of person that I want to be in business with, in relationship with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to force it down nobody's throat. You know what I'm saying? Do you? I'm not going to judge you. It's just know, like, I don't fuck with you. Deep down, you know, I don't fuck with you. I ain't got to say it. I ain't got to, you know, just leave you alone. Let you do your thing. Okay. Okay. And I leave it like that. There's people writing, and, you know, when it came to like the spiritual warfare and stuff like that, every day I get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Every day. And every day, the same thing keeps getting thrown at me. Same thing. You know what that does? That it makes you immune to hell. When a person is beaten every day, they become immune to being beat. When somebody's psychologically tortured every day, that strengthens the psyche. When somebody is killed every day, it gives you immunity to mortality. I'm a strong believer that we all create our own karma, and I'm a strong believer that we all create our own heavens and hells. And whoever was doing the spell work, when they did that spell work and they did it for that long, they created their own demon. They created it out of nothing. They created somebody they couldn't break. They created somebody who couldn't manipulate. They created somebody who wouldn't give up on God. They created somebody with the unbreakable light. They created somebody that they couldn't break on their own. They created somebody who was abundant in the most parched of lands. They created somebody who was strong when everybody was weak. Confident in a sea of cowardice. And you know what? They hate it. They hate it. You know how I know they hate it? They hate it because now they try to like doppelganger, try to be me. The very thing that you hate. So at the end of the day, I made you love what you hate. You love what you hate. So that's why I say if they gonna hate, let them hate. But at the end of the day, if you are Christian, don't give up on what you believe. Don't give up. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Now, I'm going to read these cards because when I read them the first time, guess what? We had a little distraction, a little disruption. So I'm going to ask my ancestors what they want to come. Matter of fact, I'm going to finish doing what I was doing. Now, this is the lady who came towards me. Look at that. Look at these cards that's coming out. King of Wands. Look at all this conflict and hell. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? But this is the person that wants to come and try to make fake love offers to save themselves. The Hierophant. You see what I'm saying? This person act like they're a morally upright person. This is what this woman is doing. She try to pretend like she's this morally upright person. But in reality, there's something, she's bound by what she's been putting out. She's bound by what she's been putting out. She's been putting chaos and conflict and stuff like that out. That's what she's bound by. Negative thoughts, self-imposed restrictions, imprisonment, victim mentality, entrapment. Yeah. Yeah. And this comes from the veins from which all this spell work is coming from, and that's her money. Not just her money, but other people's money and stuff like that. So even if she pays somebody else to pay that person, it's still going to trace itself back because that's where her heart and her intentions are. Look at this. 9 of Pentacles out here, losing money. Losing money. 5 of Swords out here. Before long, she's going to be fighting people over money. Aquarius energy out here. She's going to be fighting people over money. Setting people up and, in conflict. Conflict over money. At one point, money was just coming and going. You know what I'm saying? With this 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles right here. At one point, money was the other way around. It was just flowing in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now, after she did that, she cursed her hands. She cursed herself. This Ace of Wands out here. She can't. There's a new path that's available to her for her blessing, but she's blocked from it. She's blocked from it. That's where her blockage is. Look at that. King of Wands out here. This is the man that she was paying to do spell work too. Yeah. King of Wands. She's been abusing her power towards people. I told you that she comes off as a energy where it's like she's feminine, but she like to dominate other people. That's this energy right here. She abuses her power over other people. That's what she do. Abuse her power over people. Look at that. 5 of Wands out here. Yeah, she tired. Of course she tired of fighting now. Now she don't want to fight. She don't want to do all that conflict and competition and stuff like that. She don't want to do all that no more. You know why? Because it's starting to hit the one thing that she loves and that she do care about, that money. Them pockets. Yeah, it's tearing them pockets up. Look at this. 15, bound to the devil. She's in a contract with somebody that she can't get out of and it's draining her money. She's connected or married to somebody who's draining her money. That person, when she married that person, I don't think she knew that person had a curse on them. That's why that person compensated by doing spell work. So if she is married or in a relationship with somebody and that person does spell work or whatever, that's the reason why. Because the family itself has a curse on it that leaked over into her finances. And now it's going to consume everything. It's going to consume everything. It's the canker worm. It's going to consume everything in her life, and everything around her life, and everything around her money. No matter how hard she worked, it'll never come through. And no matter how ingenuitive she is, it's not going to save her with these 7 of Pentacles in reverse here. Yeah, lack long-term vision. Yeah, look at that. 10 of Pentacles. This is her dream right here, money. See, wealth. This is where her heart lies. This is the heart of the matter, wealth. Look at that. Now, right now, she has inner turmoil, deep-seated fears, secrets, releasing worry, hopes. Yeah, that's why she was reaching out, trying to find closure with this stuff. But I'm just going to let you know that this battle isn't between me. This person hasn't been fighting me in the spirit to begin with. Who you've been fighting is the Most High God. You don't need to ask me for forgiveness. I had already forgave all this shit. Before I even knew that they were going to do all the stuff that they did, I had already forgave it. But I quit reiterating on how I forgave them because it seemed like the more I said, oh, I forgive it, the more they're like, huh. And then it was more spell work, more this and more that and more that. So now I just leave it alone because I had to come to the realization I can't give you something that you're not ready for. That person wasn't ready for it. And guess what? Now they're in trouble with God himself. So all that apology and trying to be on good terms with me, it's all for naught. You ain't trying to be on good terms with me. I already got my closure with it, and I moved on. Whether you apologize or not, or whether I forgive you or not, I know how to move on, and I chose to move on. I move on. You know why? Because if I waited on you to get closure, I will be fighting with you for over 40, 50, 60, 70 years from now. Still fighting with you. Still trying to fight, trying to get even. That's something I had to come to a realization. Sometimes revenge is about getting closure. But in this circumstance, I had to learn to be okay with getting closure without getting revenge. That's something I had to learn because all closure ain't good closure. All revenge ain't good revenge. You know what I'm saying? And this whole spiritual warfare and the spell work and stuff is dependent on me getting revenge. Me feeling like I was wronged and getting back at somebody. So that tells me a lot about my enemy. My enemy hates feeling like people have gotten over on them. The best way to get over on somebody is to forgive them and to keep on going. You know why? Because this person is incapable of forgiving other people, and they know how they are. They know they will come back and get somebody. It's using their psychological force against them. I could walk away right now and never come back ever again. This person would be expecting me to come back every single day. Because they know that they are incapable of forgiving other people. They can't forgive themselves. This person is already in the hell. When you can't forgive other people, that's a sign that you don't forgive yourself. That's where it comes from. It's deep rooted. That's where it comes from. Which means what? That means that you think about every mistake that you ever made, every person who ever gotten over you, everything that has ever been done wrong to you or that you've done wrong to other people, you think about it over and over again. I lived with somebody that was like that. And I seen how they ended up. To this day, this person still struggles with forgiveness. You see what I'm saying? That's not the way I want to live. I don't want to live my life like that. Every day I gotta fight with somebody, and every day I gotta this, every day I gotta do that. No, that's not my lifestyle. That ain't me. And I'm not about to let it be me. You harden your heart against me, that's on you. I don't have anything to do about that. So, yeah. I think it's time to, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. I got the vibe that somebody been throwing energy at me, trying to get me to talk about my hurt, my pain, and stuff like that. Like, this happened to me, and it happened to me. God bless me. I got over it. So fucking what? So what? It didn't break me, but it did make me into a strong motherfucker. I'll tell you that. So this is the message from your ancestors and spirit guides that they want you to know on a positive note. And this is not for the low vibration people either. I don't know why I'm showing y'all each card while I do this, but I guess that's just a habit. You know what I'm saying? On the bottom of the deck, you got nine of swords out here, which is anxiety, worry, fear, depression, stuff like that. So if you are worried or anxious and stuff like that, let's find out what's going on. You got the two of swords out here. I mean, two of wands out here. You need to pursue your personal goals right now. This is the time to focus on your inner goals and start aligning yourself up. And you know, of course, we all have the fear of the unknown. Okay, when you're on a spiritual journey, there's levels to it. Okay, you're gonna get to the on the first level, you know, you're gonna be at war with your existence and your existence with others, right? And then you're gonna be at war with your personality, who you are amongst the, you know, in your existence, who you are. And then the third one is going to be like, basically, you're going to be at war about, you know, who you affiliate with, others who are like you. And first it's about survival or your needs. Then you're at war about, you know, you basically attract yourself to what's like you, right? And then it's like, you know, your group against all the other groups. And then the third part of spiritual warfare is going to be like, it's going to be personal, where you learning your identity versus everybody else. And then the fourth part of this fourth stage of spiritual warfare, internal spiritual warfare or growth, is going to be about being able to tap into yourself. It's like you have your individuality of who you are and stuff like that, but this part is more focused on why you are the way you are, your experiences, how to get over, you know what I'm saying? About it's learning more deeper yourself on a deeper level. And then as you learn more about yourself on a deeper level, you learn more about the world around you. So it's an interchange between learning about the world and your inner world and how they correlate and how they're connected. The fifth is going to be about how you take what's inside of you and create what's outside of you, and how you take what's outside of you and create what's inside of you. You see what I'm saying? And then the sixth stage is all about manifestation in itself. You see what I'm saying? I haven't really got that far, but I do know about the fifth, right? Most people who are going through who ascend through the ranks and stuff like that, like shaman and witches and warlocks and stuff like that, the reason why we have light workers and dark workers and gray workers and stuff like that is because they get to the point where it's the fifth spiritual warfare, right? They get to the fifth, right? Now, when you get to that fifth spiritual war, that fifth internal warfare, it's different than all the other warfare before then, because it's basically where it's like, because you're understanding yourself. As you understand yourself, you understand others. As you understand others, you learn to understand yourself. But if there's miscommunication there, it's easy for you to, when you get to that fifth, you're going to be in conflict and confusion with yourself, because you're going to have morals, values, and beliefs that are in contradiction to what you were taught up until that point. So it's easy for people to get caught up in that dark work and stuff like that, because they're stuck in that paradigm where it's like they're trying to make the connection between morals and values of light versus, you know what I'm saying, these are the morals and values. I don't match up to this. I feel bad. So, and it just tears you down every day. You see what I'm saying? When in reality, that's not what morals and values was designed for. Morals and values stop at the third part. Morals and values begin at the fourth part. Now, rules and regulations stop at the third part, at the third spiritual growth part. Because once you start going within, it's not about rules and regulations. It's about your morals, your beliefs, and your system. Those who are able to create, maintain, and destroy moral belief systems within themselves, when you learn how to do that within yourself, it makes it easier for you to break through the fifth dimension, which is basically we call it the dark night of the soul. When you can unlearn something that you hold morally right and relearn it in a different way, or understand it in a different way, guess what? That's the light that you need to break through, because essentially it's all about bearing the light and the darkness. That's where a lot of the shamans and the witches and the warlocks and the prophets and high-ranked spiritual people get stuck. They don't know how to get through that darkness, because it's like, let's say, as a Christian, I'm a let's say, I'm a prophet, and I'm at the point where it's like, I did something, I wronged somebody, you know what I'm saying, or you committed a sin, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery, right? But you commit adultery, and you're trying to get to that next level, and you're like, man, I just committed adultery, whatever, and you just keep going over and over and over and over and over and over and over on there, right? And then slowly start breaking you down, and it's just like, well, it ain't nothing I can do about it. I might as well just compensate. When you start compensating, you start breaking all the other rules around it and start molding it towards what you believe it, what you want it to be, right? And that aspect, and it might lead you to breaking other stuff, and then eventually you just fall into that dark hole. Now, on the other side, those who are of the light generally does say, you know what? This is a chance for me to express a second belief in the Christian faith, which is forgiveness. So I forgive myself for committing adultery, okay? And I know that, I recognize that it may not be the same for others, but I forgive myself. And as a result, when it may happen to you, and then you're going to have to forgive that person as if you've forgiven yourself. And then that other person who you did it against, you might have to go to them for forgiveness. And then, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, when you go to them for forgiveness, them forgiving you doesn't put you in the next cycle. That doesn't get you in the next cycle. You being honest with that person is what gets you to the next cycle, regardless if it's good or bad. But if that person decides to forgive you or not, decides on if they go to the next cycle. It's not about you. You know what I'm saying? So with this right here, with this personal goals and stuff like that, you're going to have to unlearn. You probably might be sticking to something that's way too rigid. You probably have rigid goals, too rigid. It's time to, not necessarily break the rules, but accept that everything isn't going to go according to plan all the time. And this may be a chance for you to not necessarily manipulate, but adjust your perception about it. If you're not good at that, this is the time to practice adjusting your perception on the personal goals that you got. You got to adjust, you got to practice that. Because when you get out here in life, the sooner you start practicing that, the better. And the more you practice it, the more you implement it, the more you're just going to do without thinking. You see what I'm saying? That's the way life, that's how you get out of situations where people who do dark magic and stuff like that start playing over your mind, or turning people against you at work, or turning people in the church against you. That's the even worse one. You see what I'm saying? But you have a personal goal. Sometimes it's a blessing on what you can't see. Okay? Sometimes a one-eyed man is blessed with what he cannot see. You see what I'm saying? So just because you can't see everything and you aren't in alignment and stuff like that, acknowledge that you aren't in alignment. Acknowledge that you're not where you want to be. Acknowledge that, you need to plan better, or that you are afraid of something, or afraid of no. Okay. Next, we got the Six of Swords here. And we got the Two of Cups here. For some of you, there's some people here who are in like a love relationship or something like that. This person, it could be this person that this person, whoever this is for, your ancestors is telling you that you're either in a connection with somebody that you need to leave alone, or somebody need to leave somebody alone here. Either that, or you're getting ready to come into a love relationship. But the vibe I'm getting here is that somebody need to be left alone. Remember I was telling you about that lady who was dealing with that cursed partner? When you got that cursed partner like that, you know what happens? It's like, this is why God says not to be unequally yoked. Because if, let's say you Christian and somebody else believe in voodoo, right? And y'all sleeping together or whatever. What happens is when this person is sleeping with those, doing their little rituals and stuff like that, if they're not cleansed, if they're not cleaning themselves and they're sleeping with you as a Christian, that demonic work is coming over onto you. If you're a Christian and you're not taking care of yourself and living according to God's principles and stuff like that, if God curses you, God's curse is going to translate over to this person who does voodoo too. So basically, that's why I say there's somebody in a relationship that don't need to be there. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. Has to do with transition or change or leaving a behavior behind. You got to leave something behind. There's some kind of relationship or mutual connection that needs to be left alone and left behind. That, whatever it is that you need to leave behind, that's going to be the sacrifice. I'm going to tell you about true death magic and how it works, right? Death magic originated back in, it's in the Bible, and it has to do with Jacob. Remember Jacob's ladder? So basically what happened was Jacob battled with an angel day and night, day and night, day and night, because he wanted to be blessed, right? This is where death magic comes from. Basically, in order to do death magic, you recognize the spirit that you want to fight with. The spirit that you want to fight has to be something within yourself. It's never outside of you. It's something inside of you. Say if you want to fight a spirit of smoking cigarettes, right? You want to fight that spirit, right? So what you do, everybody got their own ritual. In this in particular example, what you would do is you start fasting, right? You fast, start fasting, and you do your best to cut that out of your life. You're fasting that out of your life, okay? Every time you have a craving, that's that spirit coming to you, telling you, hey, I need this. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you fight back and say no. You keep doing that. It keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until you conquer that spirit. That's what death magic originally was. It had nothing to do with necromancy and stuff like that. That was all medicinal work. Sometimes we had situations back then where people would die of unknown causes. And in order to find out what was going on, we had to do spiritual work on them to resurrect them or tap into their spirit to find out what symptoms they were having and where did they pick it up from. Now you see how that's being abused now. Now you got people being disturbed in their grave, called to do bidding and stuff like that. It was never originally designed like this. It was for wisdom, but it wasn't that kind of wisdom. Originally, death spell was designed for us to be able to fight with something in the spirit and conquer it. Now, after you quit those cigarettes, guess what happens? You save money. Your health goes up. You start feeling better. You start doing better. And now all that time you spent smoking or taking the time off to smoke, you can substitute that for something else. That was the sacrifice. You sacrificed smoking to draw something else into your life. That's where sacrifices in death magic comes from. That's the original aspect of death magic. That's how you kill off energy. That's what killing the energy is. That's what killing the spirit is. That's what it is. People don't know that. People think, oh, a death spell, you cause somebody to cross over, transition, or die. That's not death magic. That's not real death magic. That's not real death magic. That's not real death magic. Real death magic has to do with killing the self. And killing yourself, well, not necessarily, not, that in that way, but killing off things in yourself. You allow new things to be reborn because you know how matter works. Matter, since spirit is made of energy, it cannot be destroyed. It can only be altered. And the only way to alter it is to starve it off, causing it to lose its mass. Once it loses its mass, it's going to come back to you in a different form, a lighter form, and you take that lighter form and you work with it. This basic science and, whatever. Basic science and, whatever. You got the King of Wands here. You got the Eight of Swords out here in reverse. And you got the Four of Pentacles out here. Okay, so you're being urged to take on, be bold. Be bold about the steps that you take. Well, when you cut this off, this relationship, whatever it is, you got to be bold about it. You got to be bold. Be bold. There's nothing that's holding you back from doing this. And I don't know why somebody keep trying to project me talking to them, because I'm not talking to you. And I don't give you permission to record my videos and repost it on Twitch and all that other stuff, trying to get props and clout off of it. Or even on the dark web. Then you got the Four of Pentacles out here in reverse. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, basically, what I'm seeing here is that there's nothing holding you back. You got everything that you need to move forward, but you just got to take that bold step. You got to be bold about this. This ain't something that you can half step with. This fear is just something that somebody is trying to send your way to try to keep you from making your move. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it's not even your fear, essentially. It's somebody else's that just want to channel it towards you because they don't want you to move forward. And they want you to miss out because that's how they get their laugh for the day. That's how they get their, you know what I'm saying? That's how, what they do to get their rocks off. Page of Swords out here. Yeah. You may not have all the information that you need, but the universe is telling you to make that bold step anyway because they support you. You see what I'm saying? And this is for the people with a high vibration. Those who are in low, you can pretend like this is you all you want. You can try to make it about you if you want to. And I'm going to give you permission to do that because we both know that it ain't. So, yeah. But yeah, you may not have all the information, but it's really good because at this time you're going to be in a situation where you're going to question stuff. You're going to test different theories. You know what I'm saying? It's really important. It's like you're it's like you're a beginner. So approach it, even though you're going to take a bold step, approach it as if you're a beginner. Do it like it's your first, like Biggie Smalls would say. Do everything like it's your first. You got the Fool card in reverse. Yeah. Don't just, now being bold and being reckless is two different things, okay? Now, in being bold, you're being told to, you know, get the information you need and make the step accordingly. Okay? Get information, make the step. Information, make the step. Information, make the step. Small steps add up to big miles. And the reason why small steps are more important than big strides is because when you make big strides, you overexert yourself. Now, when you make small steps, you see the progress over time, which does what? It encourages you to keep pushing and keep going, and you're not using so much strength at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So don't just be foolish about it. Make sure you do your homework about it. You got the Moon card here. Your intuition. You need to trust your intuition. There's something connected to your heart. There's basically follow your heart. When you do this, whatever this is, you got to follow your heart with this. That's why this person can't be with you. That's why you got to get rid of this person out of your energy. Or this why you got to walk away from this person and not be around this person. Because the energy that you use to follow your heart is being tied up in this person that don't serve you. Yeah. Last but not least, King of Swords in reverse. Another thing, don't get caught up in your head about the moves that you got to make. It's really easy for you to get caught up in your head and start overthinking stuff. Overthinking and stuff like that. But this is not the time to be overthinking. Okay? It's time for you you know what I'm saying? It's, yeah, not to overthink it because it's going to lead to you like overdoing something or redoing something, or you're going to end up like misusing your power some kind of way. You might end up getting frustrated because it's not going the way you want it to go, and you're going to say something to somebody who's actually tried to help you, and it could destroy everything around you. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got one more card here. Yeah, don't forget, 9 of Swords here, King of Cups here. You got to be more gentle with yourself. Take the time to heal your heart space. Take the time to assess how you feel about certain stuff, and, you know, and do it like that. That's all I got. I was going to do another reading today, but I was like, you know, I really don't want to fuel the fire because I already been getting downloads that after that last video, you know, when I did the what do you mean reading, when I did that, I've been hearing telepathically, I've been hearing kids talk crap about somebody. I've been hearing wives, girlfriends, friends. It's been lit. It's been really lit, you know, and I kind of don't want to tap into the energy, but man, all I'm gonna say is that it was hilarious to me. I don't know. Somebody finally got some rebuttal, I guess, and now Remember I told you in that video that somebody was waiting to have some kind of rebuttal before they, you know, come back, and then they're going to start it up again and all of that. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I just don't feel like doing it. I don't have time for it. All right. I love y'all all. Y'all take it easy, and peace.